First of all, thank you, Anna, for bringing that to my attention. What is metaphysics? Well, to me, I grew up in it, so it's just like anything else. When you grow up in it, you kind of know. It's just like any other American word. It's huge. So we just gonna bring it down and shrink it, okay? Meta is above, physics is physical, okay? A person who's there was a branch of philosophy concerned with explaining the fundamental nature of being and the world, although the term is not easily defined. Traditionally, metaphysics attempts to answer two basic questions in the broadest possible terms. What is there? What is it like? Yeah, this would be the one time I really love Wikipedia. A person who studies metaphysics would be called either metaphysical, metaphysician, Prior to the modern history of science, okay, derives from the Greek meta, beyond or after, and qua, something I don't read Greek, and physics. It was first used as a title for several of Aristotle's works because they were usually anthologized. That's what I write, anthologies. Just so you know. Afterworks on physics. See? Okay, so however the name was given, it sought. Once the name was given, in the commentator sought to find intrinsic reasons for appropriateness. Dang it. I should have printed it first. Sorry. Anyway, so we'll take that as above physics. Okay, so outside of the realm of physics, and physics is physical. So everything I'm saying this, you know, to break it down. Okay, we're discussing not physical things. There you go. Okay, now I can close that. Yeah, and I'm sure you probably already went there. This was from, yeah, wikipedia.org. Okay. So, being everything not physical, faith, belief is not necessarily a physical thing. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? You know, spirit, that's not physical. So just know that when I say metaphysics, I am speaking of metaphysical matters. Feel free to comment below, anything positive, of course, on the word and how you feel about it. That would be nice. I, of course, as a lot of you know, grew up in the Unity Church. No, it's not Christian Science. Further, after Unity, there came science of mind. No, we're not the ones that don't go to the doctor and don't believe in going to doctors and stuff like that. That's the first one, okay? So, having grown up in Unity, we already, and my granny was, you know, like one of the ministers of the church. And then by night, she was of the metaphysical church. You know, all these years, supposedly nobody knew. Yeah, right. Anyway, and she would do her metaphysical things, you know, after church. So, it was normal, you know, to see things moving. Nothing was there. Metaphysical, right? Hear things. There's no one there. Metaphysical, right? All these things just became normal to me, you know. And one of the very, very first things next to the, you got to look at the first video. You got to look at these in a series, people. That's why I made what do you call it when you put something all in one place? I made a playlist called yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still kind of high from yesterday. Come on. Becoming more in touch. I use the same words that legs used. Yeah, so having always grown up in that environment, and then later going to Grandpa's church, which was, I don't know, a really holy church, and it was not like me, you know. I go to church, forgive me for saying, with a bunch of white people, older white people, and we sit there, you talk, and you have 2 songs, you listen to the teacher. We didn't call him a reverend or we just called him a teacher, talk and give the lesson for the day, and yada yada yada. And then when I was about, and then you had your coffee and cookies after you give your donation, and then people would chit chat, and you go home. An hour, that's it. And then Grandpa's side, oh God, church lasted all day from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, and it scared me. Yeah, but anyway, that taught me to appreciate difference, you know. And then I went to college for umpteen years. That's one thing I did. I should have like a BS by now with as much theology as I have taken, and, you know, some physics, and, you know, I hate math, but I loved physics, you know, things of that nature. So then when I was 16, we went to a spiritualist church. And you might take that word lightly. Spiritualist church is one of those churches that some people, especially after last night, I see call a prophetic church, where that is the main focus of, I think, that's just my point of view. If you go to a spiritualist church that gives readings and, you know, talks about spirit things and the ethereal realm, again, you know, things you can't see or touch, that to me is the definition of my spiritualist church. Okay, so now I go to church. I learned from Granny. Excuse me, I call Granny Granny, and I call my mother's mother Nana. She didn't like Granny, supposedly. Excuse me, supposedly. And it's all good. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you. She taught us how to give readings, do healings. Now that I grew up and I look back on it, because, you know, there's an association, it's NSA, National Spiritualist Association. Yeah, and I'm so naive, you know, so I'm 20-something, and I'm taking my classes to become a minister. They have a lot of rules. And I'm like, God, do I have to? Guys, I didn't tell you to do that. You assumed you had to do that in order to be that. You don't. Go talk to that lady over there. So I did. And you know, a lot of you might think this sounds silly, but to be a metaphysical minister, yeah. So I go to the group of elders, respectfully, the older people who've been doing this since they were 2, like me. And this is how some of them, to me, this is how I knew they were real. Now, mind you, I went to the Metaphysical Institute in Berkeley. Okay? And sometimes I don't think you can teach people the way you think you're teaching people how to give readings and healings. It's not in a book. It's in you, and when it comes out, I can kind of, you know, nudge you. Okay, go that, and go this. Not, okay, let's read Arthur Ford, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's just my opinion. Don't write about that to me. Anyway, so Granny taught us how to, and when to, and not to be afraid, because it's not you anyway. Okay, giving the reading, it is metaphysical. It is outside of your realm. See, so that's when people say, well, no, Tasha, and that didn't happen. I don't care. And I stopped caring long ago. And all you shy people out there who are too afraid to give you readings, stop caring. It is not your job. You're the telephone. You're just a telephone. This is me. This isn't me, and this isn't me. This is me, okay? What's going in is spirit. What's coming out is spirit. You just can't hear it. So God gave us a telephone. God gave you a telephone. Me. So all those things that I see and hear and feel are coming out of my mouth into your ear. Oh, okay. So I don't care if it makes sense to you. Sit down. Woosah. It ain't gonna happen today. It ain't gonna happen tomorrow. Stop waiting for it to happen. live your life. That's all you need to do. That's all you came here for. Just live your life, learn your lessons. Stop sitting on pins and needles, and just live. Have a good life. Whatever's going to be is going to be. You can't change it now, because that's that other person's. Because see, it's not just your metaphysical lessons. It's also other people's. Like it was, like I knew this very, the last house I lived in, she was very controlling. She was da-da-da. Okay, and I know that I can be that way. So God let me learn that lesson my way. I'll try to never do that again on anyone. But the metaphysical purpose for it all was to teach my spirit how to be or how not to be. So hopefully, because I like having skin, so I look forward to coming back. You know, back down memory lane. Yeah. So it doesn't bother me. My mother, she never wants to come back. And I'm like, I don't know if sex is going to be as good without no skin. You know? Sorry. I just had, but we all understand that. See, you went, yeah, see, I saw you. So you know what I mean, you know? I want to learn my lessons as fast as I can. And according to Granny, having skin is the fastest way to do that. So, again, back to Metaphysics 101. Sorry. So you learn how to give readings. You learn how to use your healing powers. And you learn not to care because it's not you. Okay? So now we know what metaphysics is. And when I say metaphysics, I mean spirit. That's what I mean. I don't know if that's what you mean. I don't have nothing to do with you. You don't have nothing to do with me. Besides, teaching each other some great lessons in life. Okay? So that is what is Metaphysics 101. That is what is metaphysics in Metaphysics 101. Sorry. So we all, that's why I say in a lot of my videos, we all need to remember why we're here. We're not here to fall in love and have a girlfriend. Help me, Lord. Take me higher, Lord. We're not here necessarily to have a boyfriend. And, oh, he's so cute. And that's why I get on a lot of people. I think this is on the same subject. Forgive me if it's not. Stop asking me, is he going to break up with me? Is he going to have an affair? Does he love me? And you're sitting here killing yourself over some boy or over some girl. Stop that. You have such a bigger purpose for being, and it ain't them. Because you know what? Another boy or girl's going to come along. That's how I know. Metaphysics, what is it? I answered that question? Okay, good. And you new people, when you give readings and stuff, it's not you anyway. So, what are you ashamed of? What are you, oh, I didn't do that right. Oh, I didn't say that right. As long as you say what they tell you, that's all we do. I set Tasha's spirit aside. I let my joy guide spirit come in and say, okay, so that is what is metaphysics. Anything of spirit nature. 6th, 7th, 8th senses. Yeah, actually I believe there's 10 senses. What they're telling me now. Okay, did I cover? They said I covered everything for right now. There's going to be another one in a few minutes. Hey, just sit tight. Yeah, so please, 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 ask a question. Again, it's my channel. I'm going to give you my opinion. And the opinion of those who I love, like Psychic Bob and Astro Boo Baby. I'm sorry, I'm still so high from last night's reading. I can't, it's hard for me to, it's challenging for me to be still. I'm still so excited because I'm remembering bits and pieces. Anyway, stay focused. Yeah. So all of you out there, I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm going to tell you who you are when I send this to you. I see you doing such big things that the situation that you're in right now will seem so tiny in about 8 months. Yeah, so just, love yourself. Believe in yourself. If you believe in God, that's possible. Be a sponge. Absorb it. Yeah. Okay, that's all for right now. That's all they're telling me. So I will see you later with the next lesson, number 3.